Hello everyone and welcome to this new sort of idea I have. It's like a cycling show for my channel, something new. So yeah, I'll just be reviewing the races that have happened in January and previewing the races that will happen in February for probably the World Tour, maybe also the Europe Tour. I'm not sure. But yeah, so the first race of the season, in the World Tour at least, was the Santos Tour Down Under. It was a pretty interesting race. Daryl Impey won it in front of Richie Porte. I mean, it was very close. They were both tied at the end of the 6 days of racing. And, well, personally, as a big Richie Porte fan, I feel a bit ripped off from that race. Porte had a big chance of winning it, but just couldn't quite get enough seconds in Wollonga. And to be fair to Daryl Impey, he had an outstanding race. He was consistent. As you can see, he finished second 3 times. 1GC was decent in the points classification, finishing 4th. He also finished 3rd in the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race. We will talk about that later. He won the national champ in South Africa in the time trial discipline, like yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. So pretty amazing start to the year for Daryl Impey, but yeah, congrats to him. Tom Slagter, a big surprise, was very strong there for his new team, Dimension Data, very strong. I think I back him in to have a great year this year. Diego Ulissi, pretty good. Dries Devenens was a bit of a surprise, did not expect him to do so well. It's pretty good. Bernal, strong, pretty good for the young rider there. And overall, I think it was a good race. So we'll go through the stages. Stage 1 started in Port Adelaide, finished in Lindok, and Greipel won this stage. Greipel, he was very strong in this race. He battled Ewan and Sagan for most of it. Viviani also took a stage win. But in the first stage, Greipel was just a little bit too strong for Ewan. I'm pretty sure it was a close finish. Not too sure, but yeah, good win for Greipel there. Stage 2, I remember watching this stage. Ewan, I did not expect Ewan to win this stage. I think everyone went for Sagan, and everyone thought Sagan would win. But no, Ewan and Mitchelton Scott just powered up, and Impey even finished second, so very good performance for him. Probably this was one of the stages where he won the whole race, because he finished second and got bonus second, so congrats to Daryl. Viviani, of course, he was very consistent throughout the week. Haas, a big disappointment, that must be said. He was very disappointing. I thought he'd do a lot better than he did, but that's alright. I can't be too disappointed. Jay McCarthy, another disappointment. Probably should have done a lot better. I mean, he did well on this stage, but if you look at his down under sort of performance, he was a bit disappointing, 19th overall. But he did make up for that in the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race. Well done to him. So yeah, Sagan 4th, a bit disappointing for him, must be said. And we will go on to stage 3, to Victor Harbour. I've been here before, in Adelaide, but anyways. Viviani won this one, Bauhaus was strong. Ewan launched, this was the stage where Edmondson led out Ewan, and Ewan thought Edmondson had won, so he looked behind, and then Viviani came from freaking 15th wheel back, and just took it. It was a very strong performance from him. Sagan, I don't think he won a stage, but he was like consistently in the top 5, so I don't think, oh no, he did win a stage, he won the next stage, what am I talking about, sorry. Did definitely win a stage. But yeah, he was consistently good, so I think that's a good start for him this year. Daniel Oss, very strong in Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race. Of course, I will talk about that. I've probably mentioned that at least 3 times. I apologize. Anyways, Guerrero, another youngster, was very good in that race. And yeah, that was a good stage. Viviani, very quick sprint. He's been in superb form. More on him later, but yeah, congrats to him. Stage 4, Sagan won this one. Impey again with bonus seconds. This was the rolling terrain stage here. I think 40 men finished, yeah, just about. This was a stage where we realised Nathan Haas was not going to be at his best. But, yeah. So yeah, that was a good stage. Impey was close to winning this one. It was a pretty close sprint in this one, but Sagan edged it out just about. Queen stage in Wollonga. And Richie did very well. Attacked from where he usually attacks. Jay McCarthy followed him for a long time. It seemed a long time at watching the stage, but it was more like 300 meters. And then that huge effort cost him dearly, and he finished 23rd. which kind of shows how good of an effort that was for Richie. Really proud of him as a fan, of course, but that's a good start for him in my opinion, and he's been racing pretty well. Impy, with the performance of the day in my opinion, very good there. Slactor, again, very good, so yeah, a lot more internationals doing well this time around. Bit surprising for me, but you know, good to see them performing well. The Australian domination wasn't as, you know, relevant, I guess you could say here. It wasn't they weren't strong in numbers like last year where they finished first, second and third. And then stage 6, the final stage, Andre Greipel showing his dominance. A comfortable win over Ewan. Sagan third, Bauhaus with a great race in 4th, Viviani 5th. So yeah, that's a wrap up of that race. It was a pretty good race to be honest, I think. I think the winners were pretty strong there, I think. Greipel, very good start to the season. Pretty good start to the season. Impy was the biggest winner, to be fair to him. He won the race overall and was very consistent. And he's only gone and carried the form, so good on him. We'll go to the second race in the World Tour, which was in Australia again. Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race. A very long name. I don't think I should be saying that every single time I'm trying to mention the race, but I guess I have to. So, good performance here, I think. The race itself, if I remember it correctly, we had a lot of attacks, but no attack really worked out. I mean, there were a lot of fragmented groups, as you can see from here, like a minute 22, 20 seconds. So yeah, they worked well. Chavez attacked a lot of times, and then I guess that was for Impy to not to chase and let everyone else do the work. I mean, they had that 8-man group, and then it all came back together. Well, not really. I mean, McCarthy won the stage. Viviani again came from nowhere to snatch second, and that was a really strong performance. Garens looked really good for the win for like about 50 meters, and then he faltered pretty bad. Devenains, he's been looking really good, I must admit. Dries Devenains, he's probably one of the riders of January. He's been really strong throughout January, so good on him. And yeah, not much else to say. Yeah, that's it. So we'll go back into Europe after those two races, and well, I mean the early Spanish races pretty much happened. Degenkolb with the first win, not much competition for him, not much to say really. Sondre Holstenger, hopefully he performs better this year with his new team. Yeah, I'm hoping for something good for him. I think last year was pretty unfortunate, and AG2R just didn't quite have what he probably should have had season-wise, performance-wise. Not great for him, but that's a pretty good start. This stage, Tim Wellens usually does well here, and it's not a surprise to see him winning. Of course, Moscon also does well here. Very good Austrian presence in the top 10 as well. Michael Gall, Patrick Conrad, Gregor Mühlberger, all performing really well. I mean, the last two did finish five minutes behind, but good. That's a pretty good result for them, nonetheless. Valverde consistent as ever. Brambilla showing form of 2 years ago at Strade Bianche. So yeah, pretty good race there. And then we have Tom Skujins winning a race. That's interesting. I did not know that actually. And Mühlberger finished second. Valverde again consistent. Mühlberger's had a really good start to the year. So has Wellens, who finished 7th. Moscon 8th. And yeah, I think Brambilla 17th. So that's a pretty good result for Skujins. Pretty big win for him. And then we go into the small French races that basically raid February every year. Don't think that makes any sense, but oh well. Anyways, Marseille and Genier won. Marseille Genier, yes. That doesn't rhyme, but oh well. Alexandre Genier with the stage win. Odd Christian Eiking, really good result for him. He's a youngster, signed with Monte Group Gobert, looking like a very good season, breakthrough season for him this year. Calmijan performed well, Harada performed well. Basically the usual suspects performing well in France. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for January. I guess we'll do Trofeo Palma as well, and the other two races below it. Degenkolb taking another victory. I think Degenkolb will have a good year this year. Better than last year, of course. Last year was an injury-ridden year for him. I feel kind of bad for him. He could have done so much more last year, but wasn't to be after that training incident. But yeah, he looks back fit and firing, and two good results for him. Etoile de Bessèges, the small French race. Tony Galopin dominating that race, won the TT, I'm pretty sure. Christophe Laporte showing really good form there, the sprinter from Cofidis, really good there. Chavanel, the old man, the marathon man. I mean, some would say Rebellin, some would say Valverde, but the French would say Sylvain Chavanel or Thomas Vauclair, but I guess he's retired now. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you look throughout top 20, there are 18 Frenchmen and 2 Belgians. That kind of explains how dominant the Frenchmen were in this race. They were convincingly the best country, and to be fair, there wasn't much competition, but we'll give them that race. That's pretty much their race. And one last race, Volta a la Comunidad Valenciana. That was a horrible pronunciation, I apologize. And Alejandro Valverde returned to winning ways. What a result for Alejandro. He got the better of the Astana team. Basically, Sanchez and Fuglsang tried their best on that stage, but they weren't quick enough to beat Valverde. That stage being, I think it was stage 2. I hope it's stage 2. Yes, it was stage 2. And yeah, that kind of saw Valverde win the race pretty convincingly. Stage 3, of course, was a weather-filled day where unofficially BMC won. There will be accredited with the victory, but no time gaps, of course. Movistar in the end finishing 2 minutes 31, but it doesn't matter, of course, because the day was ruined, I guess, because of rain. Yeah, so a good start for Astana without a leader, without a real leader. It even shows in this race with 2 guys in the top 3 but no one winning. Bilbao even finishing 7th, so a good start for them. Yeah, Herrada with his new team, without his brother. I think maybe his brother's in the team. I'm not sure. Yeah, good start for him. Roglic should have done probably a little bit better, but it's decent, I'd say, for him. Franchini showing signs of improvement, the young Swiss in BMC. Pretty decent start for him. So yeah, I think that's all the races for January, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're going to February, where there are only 2 World Tour races, actually. So I'll just preview these quickly. Abu Dhabi Tour, we'll look at the start list. The race featuring the Green Mountain, always a treat to watch, to be honest. The climb is like 6 kilometers at like 12%. Pretty fun stage. Riders that are going to the Kittel should win a stage, although Cavendish is there with him. Ewan's also there. It's a pretty deep sprinters field. Just looking at those 3 guys. Zacharin's here after a brilliant season last year. It's going to be difficult to improve on that season from last year, but he'll try. Alaphilippe's here. Alaphilippe's, I think, is looking good for this race. I'm not gonna lie. Aru, it'll be interesting to see what he does. See what he does with Rui Costa supporting. Christoph's also here with his new team, UAE. Yeah, so he should be going well. Lopez will lead Astana. Should do well. Dumoulin is a real interesting one as well. I think he'll continue his form with Kelderman. So I guess Sunweb have got dual leaders. Not too sure with that. But yeah, I mean, not too many riders have been confirmed for this race. It will be interesting to also see Christopher Halvorsen, something like that, do well. I think he's got the potential. I think he's going to be quick, and I think he's going to be good. Pierre Rolland, he's pretty old nowadays. We'll see how he goes. Shouldn't really be doing. He's 31. He seems older. He's always seemed older. Ever since his Europe car days where he was good and now he's just awful. But anyways, yeah, so it's a pretty interesting field. I'd like to see Lopez win the race. I don't think he will, though. I think Sunweb will do well. I think they'll have at least a top 5. So yeah, I think good preparation race to watch. And yeah, second race will be Omloop and Newsblad, actually. A very good race. Always a very good race. Where the cobblers show their signs of like early season form, all that. Van Avermaet, very strong BMC team already confirmed with 4 riders, but 4 very capable riders. Van Avermaet leading them. Roulans is good in a sprint as well. He's already won a stage, actually. So yeah, good job him. For Quick Step, Gilbert will be looking to replicate the year last year where he was simply outstanding. Laporte's in good form. Draft pack's going to be interesting. They have Langeveld. Langeveld came back to them. Van Mark's there. They've also got Dylan Van Baal. So they should be good. Jens de Bushra could perform well. And yeah, Boston Hagen will also be looking to perform well. If Bonifacio makes the sprint, he will be deadly. So those are the riders to look out for. In Omloop and Nieuwsblad, there'll be more, of course, coming later, but of course the early start lists don't really say too much. Sagan is probably going to that race as well, it must be said. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be previewing all these races. I'll just do the HC ones, or the really important ones. So the really important ones we have, I guess, Del Sol, Ruta del Sol. I think Froome's going to that one. That's a pretty important one. I mean, Valverde, look at that, 5-time winner. But yeah, Landa's going there. It will be fun to see him in Movistar colours. I think he'll do well there. Of course, Sky. Sky have this death train that they've set out in this race. Dela Cruz, Pools, and Froome. Froome will be itching to get rid of his controversy, which has been a heavily debated topic for the last few months for cycling fans. I was intrigued with all that. I don't know what to think of it. And yeah, I think he'll go well though. I think he's very good at proving everyone wrong, or just proving a point to everyone really. So I think he'll go and win it. I think Landa will be close, former teammates of course last year, but I think it'll be a duel between those two. We'll see who's the strongest in the race. Looking elsewhere, Guillaume Martin will be looking to win the white jersey. And yeah, not many start lists really. Not many teams have registered completely for this race. Ben Hermans will be here looking to do well like last year. I mean, he was very good last year early season, and he'll replicate it. I reckon he'll go top 10. Yeah. We'll look for another race to preview. We also have Kuurne Brussels Kuurne actually, so we'll go to that one, which is basically the day after Omloop. So this is basically the Sprinters Cobble Classic, where all the guys from previous day from Omloop come here just to try and I don't really know. I'm not sure why they come over there. They don't have much chance of winning, because Omloop's a tough race. It's not an easy race. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, race days before the big classic season. It'll be fun to see Sonny Stenger again here. I don't know why I'm mentioning him, but yeah. Gilbert, I think he'll go well this year as well. I think Demar could be in the hunt to win this race, to be honest, for KBK. I think he's won it before, so yeah, I think he'll do well. Groenewegen showing great form as well. I think from the last two results, first and second, I think he'll go well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for February. Don't really want to preview all these races, but yeah, so that's it for February. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Actually, it's a bit of an experiment for me. Maybe this is too long, maybe this is too short, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.